On the line with us today is a host at NFL Network, a friend of the program. It is Andrew Siciliano. You can find him on Twitter at Andrew Siciliano. He's one of those guys who was either on Twitter early enough and or has a cool enough name that his handle is just his name. What's up, Andrew?
Wobby, good morning to you, or good afternoon, wherever the heck it is. It's afternoon there.
Yeah.
True story, I once almost had the name just Siciliano, that handle on Twitter. They were going to give it to me, but then I was going to have to change my Instagram, and I turned it down.
All that stuff's annoying, you know? You just want it to be easy and simple, right?
Most people can't spell my name.
No, they can't. I can because I've written it enough, and now I have it like in my phone. We have it on your lower third. We've had to spell check it. Like, I've got it down, but I sympathize with you because you know what else people can't spell is Wobschall. That's my last name, and that's why you call me Wobby.
I can't spell yours either.
People can't say it sometimes even. So, anyway, this this is risky right now. You know that, Andrew? What we're doing?
Why?
Well, because you're the guy, you're the breaking, like if something is breaking in the NFL, you're talking about it on TV. So you're spending time with us, taping something, and if news is breaking, man, I mean, you're not there. So we appreciate you being risky and joining us.
Breaking news, Wobby. I'm in my house drinking coffee. So.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm about to go have lunch. You're drinking coffee, which means you're 2 time zones behind me. But football spans all time zones, and we're going to talk a little football. We're coming up on sort of the unofficial beginning of the next season, and I think that's sort of the Combine. The Combine is coming up. I would imagine that you will be heavily involved in programming around the Combine, perhaps even on the ground in Indianapolis. So tell the folks watching and listening what is on tap for the NFL Network and for you when it comes to the Combine this year.
Wobby, thanks for asking. I'm going to be there. I think my first show there is Wednesday, the 20, whatever that is, that Wednesday before the drills, and that just speaks to how we are truly going all in. It's not just about the on-field workouts, which begin on Saturday. It's about Saturday's the quarterbacks. It's about being there early for the press conferences, the weigh-ins, all of that. Actually, the drills begin before Saturday. It's the quarterbacks though on Saturday. But we want to cover it not just for 2-3 days, but for the entire week because, as you know, and Mike Zimmer and Rick Spielman will be there, and they'll be having their press conferences, as will the other coaches and the GMs for the 31 other teams. You'll want to talk to Kyler Murray. You'll want to talk to Drew Lock. You'll want to talk to Quinnen Williams. You'll want to talk to Jonah Williams or Jacobs or any other Alabama player that you can name. This draft got a lot more exciting, I think, when Kyler Murray made it official on Monday that he is not only declaring for the draft, but he is going to go through this. He's going to play quarterback and not try to hedge one sport against the other. Every combine, I think, kind of takes on a life of its own. This year, it won't just be who's going number one and which quarterback will be the first one off the board. I think this year, as I think we've seen the last few days or the first few days of this week, it's where does Antonio Brown go? And now there's talk of maybe OBJ's name being out there again, potentially in a trade. We've seen Joe Flacco traded.
Yeah.
Who could be next when it comes to the offseason quarterback carousel? And now that Jacksonville doesn't get Flacco, maybe they didn't want him, but how do those veteran pieces fall into place now that a guy that you're aware of, Case Keenum, is likely back on the market? So it's not just about the draft. It's kind of the NFL's off-season reset, as at that point will be about 10 days before free agency.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun, and folks can follow all of it here at Vikings.com, of course, but also at the NFL Network with Andrew and all the Combine-specific programming, including, I'm sure, Up to the Minute, which is a program that Andrew hosts. Okay, stream your consciousness a little bit here on the Minnesota Vikings as we head into the offseason.
Encouraged by Gary Kubiak and Rick Dennison getting the building.
Great.
And that's not to take away from Kevin Stefanski. That's not to take away from John DeFilippo, who is obviously no longer in the building, but Gary Kubiak is a proven winner when it comes to calling plays, when it comes to being a head coach. I think I would hope it gives Mike Zimmer a sense of comfort that he doesn't have to lose sleep over the offense. Now, granted, it's one thing to bring in a good play caller It's another thing to fix the offensive line. I don't think Gary Kubiak's mere presence makes people play better football. You hope a full season of Brian O'Neill. You hope Pat Elflein is healthy. You hope you could add some pieces. You don't want to dedicate your entire draft. And listen, this is a very deep offensive tackle draft, I think. Granted, it is very early. I don't know if there's somebody there at 18 that you want, but you need to not only dedicate yourself to the run, but put yourself in a position to run the football well. I think that people are well within their right to be upset and disappointed about Kirk Cousins year one. I hesitate to blame it all on him. Mm-hmm. I think there are many factors at play here, certainly, but year two needs to be better than year one. At the same time, the Bears are not going away. I think the Packers will certainly be better, although it remains to be seen what kind of influence Matt LaFleur can have in his first season. And as for the Lions, I honestly have no idea. Mm-hmm. But it is going to be a hyper-competitive division. And while I'm certainly encouraged by Gary Kubiak, I think everyone there realizes that Gary Kubiak showing up doesn't all of a sudden make you a 12-4 team.
Yeah, that's true. It's going to be fun to watch it unfold in the offseason. And then once things get going, Andrew, we play the AFC West and the NFC East this year in addition to the NFC North. So even though we will be coming into it as a middle place, a third place team, we're not going to have an easy schedule. So it'll be fun. It'll be another competitive division, I think, for the NFC North in 2019.
Remind me, where is the Redskins game this year?
That will be in Minnesota.
Fantastic.
Are you interested in coming?
I mean, if it's on a Monday or a Thursday, yes. If it's on a Sunday.
Okay.
I kind of can't.
I'm going to remember that. Well, I've submitted a request to Michelle Tafoya, who joined us in an On the Line segment earlier, for the Vikings-Chiefs game to be on Sunday night. So now, next time I talk to the commissioner, I'll say we want that Redskins game on a day that Andrew Siciliano can make it, all right?
You know, I've tried to lobby Mike North before for specific game times and locations. It didn't work.
No, he's pretty solid. I think he's got his own ideas in mind, and he doesn't care what you and I think. Oh well.
Yeah, I'm certain of that.
All right, Andrew, we're going to run you down at the Combine someplace, I'm sure. We'll see you there. We're looking forward to it. You are busy. You're a pro, and you're also a good guy, and we appreciate your time. Thank you very much.
Wobby, all the same, I will see you in Indy. Travel safely, sir.
Same to you, my friend.